actually had the 8 dangler in the same straight here as I was embarking upon that narrative, but nevertheless, snap call, carve it up. Shout out, by the way, to the YouTube chat, those of you soaking us up.
How are we doing, chat?
At the Triton YouTube channel. Give us a like and a subscribe, and continue to give us little insights like you've done with respect to a bit of a flashback, the aces versus kings spot, Nick. Chat catching that both of the other kings had been folded pre-flop.
That's cold.
So it's a lot
Extra
grosser than even Sean realizes right now. Set was unavailable to Kulev. It had to be a straight or a flush.
Service. Thank you.
I know it's early hours back home in the U.S., but about 10:30 p.m. local time, which I do believe qualifies for official night shift designation.
Yes, Ali.
Locally. You know how much I love this?
Yes, yes, I do. Unfortunately.
Allow it. Embrace it. You know?
Mark on the card or something?
Hmm?
You look like you're trying to rub something off the card.
Yeah, there's like a mark.
Huh.
I'm trying to figure out if there's a mark on it.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a puncture there.
Oh yeah, there is.
Right?
Yeah, there is.
I guess it needs to go.
Yeah, we need a new deck.
It's a new deck, but it's another new deck.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's also like shiny.
That's really weird.
Anomaly being detected, by the way, on one of the cards, it would seem. So we'll get a new deck here shortly. As Kulev makes it 400 to go with Jack 10.
You could feel a little concern from Brewer, too. Almost teetering on paranoia, Ali. Did you hear that? Said that's shiny, that's weird.
I mean,
I don't like things on the cards either. We've all been around, but Triton's the best in the business. You never know, though, you know. Somebody could be having some wings at the table.
You ever found a little buffalo sauce on the back of one?
A little.
Nick? The one that's weird for me is always like, I don't have a better word for it than schmutz.
Yeah, a little schmutz on the cards, of course. We see the chips there, not particularly deep, but a lot of drama as the bounty tournaments are more top-heavy. A little bit old school. Everybody's going for the W.
But also the envelopes, and let's not forget all bust-outs here.
Thus the top-heaviness,
Right,
including the envelopes.
Kulev in front, courtesy of sending Winter all the way down.
I didn't know Persians from California have schmutz in the...
Oh, schmutz, schmata, you know?
Look at you.
But it is always uncomfortable. You're always like, I don't really want to rub this off because it's unclear where this originated.
This just came out of this guy's...
Yeah. Schnauzul.
Just came out of his schnauzul, Ali.
Everybody always goes to the, no, it's the shuffle machine.
Winter
There's
has
stuff in the
3
shuffle
bigs.
machine.
It feels like he's just planted at the table. But he does need help.
Let me tell you something.
That button is moving around fast, Ali.
Go ahead and set a line on how many more hands you think Winter's got in him, and I'll just take the over because I've watched it. I've seen this dude. And there's been some slithery performances thus far at final tables here in Jeju. We talked about David Peters. He worked his way into a deep little run. Mosbach did the same earlier today, I think it was.
Mario had a very nice spin. You're right.
Queen Jack for Kulev. Up we go. New blind level. 125, 250. 6 1/4 per orbit. The price. Ace 10 for El Conquistador on the button.
Thought about it.
Here's the one that Jaffe got frisky with against Kulev earlier. In the hands of Orpin. similar stack depth interactions.
This one he's handily covered by the chip leader, where the Jaffe Dimitar hand, they had identical stacks of 6.4 million.
Pardon me, Bulgarian conflations. It was indeed Donchev that Jaffe 3-bet.
Sounds like there's some fun happening on the outer tables, Ali. Appeared to be a hard laugh.
I would imagine that that fun wasn't coming from the slot bank that's just to the right of the set here.
No, that is darkness on the edge of town, that slot bank. I have not seen one person enjoying themselves there.
I'm so glad you've zeroed in on it, because I've walked past that thing 3 dozen times in the last 4 or 5 days. It is very deep toward the filter cigarettes.
It
is very little noise being issued.
The upside down holding of the cigarette and just the vacant pushing of the button one time. But guess what? Not this time, my friend.
I mean, 72.5% payback out of that bank there is my...
I mean, this one has an actual black spot in the corner.
Can you take it off?
No. I mean, look at that. That's an actual black spot.
Yeah, and you cannot, like...
No, it's not. I mean, see if I can really rub hold.
You see it. This is really bothering Brewer.
No, it's not coming out.
I mean, yeah, we cannot
get this
man
man
a new
like deck.
Clear. It's just like a big black spot in the corner of the card. I mean, what the fuck?
So you can change, Chris. It's no problem.
Dude, what?
Others far less bothered, by the way. Maybe sense of comfort that nothing untoward is afoot. I think it matters also what the card is, Nick, obviously. If the old 5 of hearts, you know, I don't know.
I mean, any card that has a visible mark, they should change. It does happen.
Sure.
Old.
By the way, did I just say the 5 of hearts?
You just see the... I can't
And
rub it
Brewer
out.
just had
There's like a
2
big black
fives?
spot.
It looks like the card might have a deformity of some kind.
It's a weird one.
What was it?
It was a 5 of diamonds.
That was...
Oh, that was close.
I mean, that one has a big black mark on the corner. I don't know.
My guess, by the way, is because I was in the card room
Say
putting
what
black
it is
marks. No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
That was the 5 of diamonds.
Biggest expenses of trading, decks and fruit plates.
Oh, the fruit
So we have
plates.
another deck change.
A quick pause. We'll get it all sorted out. 5's into the bin, by the way, for Brewer. I mean, you know, all the other business.
No fold equity pre, yada yada.
But he's looking for a spot with 6
He's looking
bigs,
for a
isn't
spot.
he?
Yes, but look at Winter, who's about to take the blind.
And Bogdanov 4
And
bigs.
Bogdanov also taking the blind before Chris. So he has to be very deceivingly careful there.
Yep. Already locking up just about 100K. Are these 8, 36 dimes approximately to jump to 7th. 800 awaits our eventual champ. Michael Rieckhoff in the chat, by the way, stepping in, says Schmutz is a German word meaning dirt, for anybody who was wondering. Dankeschön.
It's interesting, because I've only heard Jews use it. I always thought it was Yiddish.
A lot of Yiddish and German, as I understand it, kind of overlap.
What?
Also, earlier there
Well, I
was
was
some
gonna guess the
questions about...
clock was like 200 to 400, but he said it's more expensive than I think. So now I...
You live in the U.S. and Europe is not that expensive. You had to get them
whether or
special
not-
made,
Yeah.
so there's that
Yeah.
startup cost
Yeah.
so high.
2,000.
I had never made it to Oregon in Oregon Trail, that game. Not
black
only
spots
did
and
I
stuff.
not make it to Oregon,
this is
I
like-
never knew
It's
anyone that
fucking
did. It
morons
might have
that
been a
might-
draw
You'll
dead
find something.
proposition.
I'm just not gonna look.
That's the objective of the game?
Yeah. It
This
was
is interesting.
Yeah, it was about pioneers.
Look
and
at
all them
Winter.
settlers. Queen 10.
He's going for the limp under the gun. Sean has tons of ideas, so let's just observe. I suppose an idea here is that...
Start with 700.
Let's just see.
500.
Okay, Mateos. Takes us up to 500. Just gently ushering others behind him out of the way. Kulev wants in with 6-4. Note the 4 dominated. A bit of a, you know, okay, I'd like to be involved in the let's see Sean Winter out of here, finishing what he started campaign, perhaps. And Sean's going to use the time bank.
It was weird. What do you think that mock was? I've noticed, like, cause the one you got looked like.
They're from production.
Yeah.
I had a puncture, you had a mark.
Yeah.
They were like different things.
Yeah. No, I know. I was just saying. Weird.
I mean, surely Sean knew what he was going to do before he limped, didn't he, Nick?
Well, but he didn't know that it would go min and then big blind defend, so there's a lot of different ways it could play out. He's obviously weighing call or just jam with the hopes that Adrian isolates, and then we get Kulev's extra 250 in there, but...
Okay. So he lays it down.
He's out, Ali.
I promise you, we don't laugh at Sean Winter in any way, shape, or form. I've just been front and center for these sorts of real deviations from anticipated movement. You know, it's like a reverse yoga of sorts. Queen 8 deuce now. Kulev didn't expect to be heads up with Mateos, and yet here he is adrift. Diamond free, 6 and 4 free board texture. Mateos not in love with it either.
So, this Winter play is objectively very odd. And I will say unequivocally, Sean is a genius.
Big blind first, right?
And one of the great poker minds I've ever seen, bar none.
We've all been in situations where we didn't have that guarantee and all of a sudden the payout didn't come our way. Not necessarily in staking, but in life.
What's important, the guarantee?
You can run a game without antes, but you can't run a game without a blind.
Winter forced all in.
Now the forced all-in, that 200K is going to be associated with the big blind. And because he doesn't have enough to put the 250K ante in there, then that is lacking here in this pot. Bogdanov has moved in over the top of Sean. And this is interesting because if Julian can be the one to send Sean packing, obviously that's one of the very few bounties, the only bounty, in fact, available to him.
These spots are always very interesting, and one would imagine Kulev enters very robustly here.
Right, on account of the fact that 2 envelopes are available, ripe for the taking, potentially. And yes, there is the jam. By the way, we don't have any idea what anybody has here. So,
I'm all for 4 deuce.
Kulev
Sit down.
gonna take a swing. 1.4 on the side between the Bulgarians, 850 in the middle. Although I think that's 250 inflated. I think it's just 600 because Sean didn't have the 250 for a big blind ante there. So here we go, ace, queen, 7 as the revelations are a Bogdanov lead on
3.
The strength of king, queen. All smiles for him, just dust for Sean. He could end up drawing dead here on this turn, and that's exactly what happens. But can't say the same for Kulev, who connects with the 8 and now has 5 outs to really spoil the party. Oh my!
Oh, and it does come in. What a card that is.
Running 8-9, a hand that obviously Alex Kulev is not involved with.
GG Sean, GG Julian.
Absent the mystery bounty.
What a card that is for Kulev. My.
It's going to be a crowd locker room as
You played this
not
hand great.
one, but two players are showered.
By folding, you made so
Deck's
much
been
money.
cleared a little bit here. Brewer all alone as the shorty, as he is left to contend with five others at a final table that is just six-handed from here forward. Alex coming over to give some love to his countrymen. I don't know that Julian was particularly in the mood, if I'm honest. He's like, what do you want me to do? 9-8, bro. It's the nuts.
Feels like
He might have honestly had some
you have to
issues.
go wide there. I don't know about things like deuce-8 off, but wide,
Yeah,
Ollie.
I don't
9-8
think,
is.
I'm not
you
looking
know,
up at Kulev thinking, what were you doing here? Two bounty envelopes, 79,000 in EV, both obtained courtesy of the dispensing of Sean Winter and Julian Bogdanov. Winter with fewer chips coming in. He'll claim 8th for 99,400. Bogdanov 7th, 135.8, and suddenly 186,000 is on lockup. Nobody loved to see it more than Chris Brewer.
If that's what he told.
Out, but it's kind of sick if it goes like someone like jams behind and someone calls and then he just throws his hand in the muck.
Like, can't you just fold and see if people go all in?
No, because he wants to induce them by them thinking they're gonna get his bounty. I also think he just enjoys like flipping them off and not giving them the bounty.
So Brewer
like
alluding to the idea that the winter limp perhaps was trying to induce all sorts of action to then fold and allow people to collide. At least we are seeing an uncovering of ideas.
I hadn't even considered that.
The way it shook out, though, where it just went min from El Conquistador, call from Kulev.
5,700,000 total.
Bounties always have these strange spots we just never see. And they're cool. They're little, you know, riddles we kind of have to work out.
I mean, they kind of jog these guys' noodles in ways that, you know, all of the standard 2-card, 4-card streets don't.
3-bet from Kulov. And you're right.
Well, here's another idea being embraced by the clear chip leader who came into this one north of 8 figures in front of him.
Often in a regular tournament, this particular hand is at the very least strongly considering 4-bet jam. In bounties, it's this odd dance where the chip leader kind of tells you the story they're going to call you to try to grab the bounty, but they aren't always, but they will a lot because the bounty is worth a lot.
Mm-hmm. At a minimum, $40,000 in those envelopes, and at a maximum, $500,000.
Like 5.
He's so funny. Just in so many different ways.
Owen.
Oh, he does 4-bet jam. Kulev snap gone very nice from Dimitar. Bravo, sir.
Always a
Great
little
find.
dicey, of course, but as you mentioned, with Kulev's wheels greased so much more by the presence of the bounty, off of that big stack,
I don't know why they don't put them on.
we suppose that these 4-bets get through more often.
We have 20 minutes remaining?
We're fixing it.
Okay.
Now we can see the ID over there, so we can connect ourselves.
That is true.
Let's go. So put up some form.
David Lappin told me to shoulder charge you.
I'm just changing
I
the
have to
layouts.
wait until you stop shoulder charging the table. I can't fucking get in the way of this.
I'm like, what do you
know
mean I'm
David Lappin from?
We
No,
spoke recently.
it says
talked
you.
to
I
him a little
mid-cashed.
bit. I'm asking if he'll help me with the book,
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
which he would like approval from the subjects. Get your thumbs up. Thumbs up from you.
Sure.
Well, now Brewer quite
I know
content.
his expertise. Has he, in terms of, has he written a poker book before?
No, I've just seen his columns and I like the way he writes.
Okay, okay.
He's a screenwriter back in the day.
Sorry?
He did some screenwriting back in the day.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Chris going 1.25, 275 back.
Yeah, he always seemed well read and yeah, yeah.
Well,
I have a 275 behind.
all in.
Mateos asks for the remainder on the strength of ace-5 suited as Brewer got all the way through to the big, and then the wag of the finger from El Conquistador. Extra 275 in the middle, but Brewer's not going to be upset. Dominant.
Okay.
3.5 million.
Okay.
Rates to go his way. Flop is nice. Chris, eyes closed, can't bear to look, and he makes the nuts.
How long, Chris?
On the turn, but opportunity for Mateos. One of 3 kings would make them go sharesies, and instead it's the 7. So
Huge double for Brewer.
1.52.
absolutely.
152. Yep.
And now this is some depth for Brewer where poker can be played, so to speak.
Certainly, Ali.
Where we want to maintain ourselves, you know, there's nothing more frustrating for these guys. Now, granted, as we've seen, 3.5 bigs for Sean, poker will be played. But for most, they kind of require a little more.
Thank you.
You ever watched Twitch?
I've watched Twitch, of course. I've fired some poker streams.
I've never
Something like 7
watched
million?
anything on
It's got me at
Twitch.
6.7. I think
Neither
that's
have
right.
I. I was lying.
6.7.
Oh,
No, I've been on there a time or two. King 9 suited for Jaffe. But we appreciate it. We love you guys.
you know who
Hi,
else?
Nick from Twitch. Hi, the 8 Brom. How you doing? Look at these guys. These Twitch guys are moving different. I'm gonna keep it on Twitch for a second.
I'm not meaning anything, but
Oh yeah.
I see you, Hermit Capital.
I gotta be honest with you here, Shulman, as we see Jaffe, button, King 9 suited, Orpin. Seeking clarifications here versus the min raise. I'd kind of given up. We have our iPads, Triton Poker Plus app, and one of the tabs
Sir
is
Dinkelberg
Twitch.
thought that was funny.
Camo goes texting.
I'm telling you, these Twitch chats can get wild.
Don't let him.
Well,
Don't even
sometimes
pulse.
on the iPad, our Twitch chat won't open.
Well, that's why I've
Why
kind
Correct.
of never been in those streets.
Keep your
But
eyes
much
out for
love.
black-dotted cards.
Anywhere you are on any platform, we appreciate it, and we see y'all
You
on
always gotta
Twitch.
do that. Touch the balls is that's the
Yeah,
go.
no, I think it was just one of those.
The, excuse?
They'd always do that.
Brush it off.
What did Jaffe just say you always need to do?
What did he say, Ali?
I thought I heard touch the balls. I don't know. Anyhow, I digress. I do want to give a shout out, by the way, as I
Threes
caught a
for
brief
Gulev.
glimpse of this handle in the YouTube chat earlier during the
Yes,
stream.
please.
Nano Noko, Randy Lou himself.
Much love, Randy. We'll be
Wasn't-
seeing you soon.
Yes, Montenegro. We will welcome him back. Unable to join us here in Jeju, but obviously love to see that he's still out there soaking it up. Much love to our man Nano, Randy. Many people have been asking about Randy in the chat throughout the
Randy
course
is a
of this
goat.
week.
He's around. He's sweating this one.
Right.
He has things to do.
He's grinding poker steak. He's got massive pieces. No, I don't.
Yeah, Randy's pacing back and forth with pieces every day.
You thought the UFC 299 card had Rasty sweat.
Yeah. 3-bet from Jaffe. How hard does Gulev want to go with these threes or lack thereof?
about to find out. You know, Jaffe's shown some willingness to kind of, I'm not going to call it out of line per se, Nick.
Oh, no, he can get a little out of line. And that's part of what makes him so great. When a player has that button and everybody know he would be the first to admit it, it makes them very difficult to deal with. Jaffe's extremely fearless. King Jack is within bounds. Kulev lets the threes go.
So the cutoff third scoop clears the deck as Jaffe cobbles. One who does not go quietly, as you like to put it, Nick.
Indeed. A little update on the amount of bounties coming in. Danchev with 2. Jaffe with 3.
Okay.
Mateos with 2. Orpin with 4. Winter had 6.
Oh, my.
Kulev with 4. More now, but this was just coming in. Brewer with 1. And Bogdanov with 3. At the start of the final table. Food for thought. Brewer jam small. Dimitar with the ace. Here we go, Ali. 6.1 in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
За 8.
Да.
За 8.
One appetitku.
Brewer kind of shrugging it off here.
What?
Queen 10 or Jackman. But I think
Queen 10 out.
Was folded around to him. And here he is. 2 clean cards, neither of them appearing on the 7-high rainbow board. Danchev with the wheel gutter. And it comes in on the turn. So Brewer's Queen 9 will draw dead.
Very good game to you, sir. The legendary Chris Brewer falls. And then there were 5, Ali.
Yes.
without the bounty. I mean, the bounty, I don't know. But it's probably still fine.
Sixth place
Might
finish.
even be better. Who knows?
$186,000 will go home with him. He leaves behind 5 to do battle for 244.8. Obviously, happy to have picked up those 2 ladders after the double elimination. But he did find a double, and we thought perhaps he would be hanging around a little bit longer, as it were, though. Not able to do it. And he will bring 1 envelope to the draw party tomorrow.
Buono. Sopet. Ne, straight. Na turna.
Upstairs to 600. Courtesy of Jack 10 is where Orpin takes us.
Dimitar lets go of another Jack 10. Queen deuce off for Kulov and the big.
I mean, we see the effects. Perhaps is Kulev contemplating with Queen Deuce of The prospects of envelopes when you're the covering stack. Kulev second behind Jaffe now. But in the end,
This is mine, I think. Oh, yeah, this is mine, yeah.
It's a nice shot.
sure. Orpin, ace-9 this time.
$550 to play and running right into it, no waiting. Ace-king for Dimitar.
Third scoop, predictably. Now back over to Orpin. I'm not sure he's going to maintain interest for another 650 here, although obviously only he knows.
You're right, Ollie. He's done.
Yeah.
Been a nice 15 minutes for Mr. Danchev, all propelled by that great King 10 suited 4-bet jam.
You're right.
I don't know, Ali. I like to believe the gods reward us.
Yeah,
it feels that way.
Like you do something nice out there.
I'm not saying you have more of a chance to win if you're 58%, now you're 59, but it's just... that initiative just seeps into your EV somehow, some way. It just does.
tenker jeg. Egil sa vel at de skulle spille akkurat på samme måten, med samme oppstilling, samme posisjoner som i 98.
Ja, en veldig god crossball til Håvard Flo. Norge har mange inne i 16-meterfeltet. Men den avslutningen, den holder ikke mot en så god som de da.
Der kom det et løp i bakgrunn.
Flott passning fra Sandbakken. Ja, første fine avslutningen for Norge. Rett på Dida. Bebeto er sentral hele tiden i angrepene. Skuddet like utenfor. Brasils kommer etter cirka. Og la oss gå ned igjen til den brasilianske benken.
Her har trener Ronaldo vært oppe og løpt og skreket nå etter den store sjansen. Hva tror trener Ronaldo om nivået?
Técnico Ronaldo, o que ele está achando do time até agora?
Eu estou gostando do desempenho, ainda estão praticamente aquecendo, né? Todo mundo bem mais lento. Mas está ótimo, a festa está linda.
Litt langsomt, men det er en fin kamp.
Daqui a pouco vão sair os gols.
Målene kommer snart.
Målene kommer snart.
Og fortsatte karrieren til han var 43 år på et ganske høyt nivå.
Vi ser her altså at brasilianerne hele tiden forsøker å spille seg gjennom med vegger i midten. Og så kommer avslutningen, og den ballen går over det norske målet.
Ja, det er fortsatt rimelig deilig å se Rivaldo spille fotball. Han kan behandle en rund ball med omhu. Prøver å lage et kunstmål av en chip. Etter å ha dratt Dan Eggen fullstendig ned på Ratata i forkant.
5 år hadde han i Barcelona. Som jeg nevnte, en gang kåret til verdens innlegget fra Halle, når ikke fram.
Minha har kommet inn også.
Nydelig gjennombruddspasning. Og her kommer Brasil. Litt spissvinkel, og Grodås ute og redder. Veldig flott prestasjon av Grodås. La seg ikke ned, tar imot fortjent applaus fra publikum. Kampens største mulighet til nå, avverget av Frode Grodås.
Etter strålende brasiliansk spill, spiller seg tvers gjennom ett og ett ledd. Se og lær fortsatt av Norges keepertrener, akkurat som du inne på, Arne. Det de venstrebeinskameratene hos Brasil som styrer showet. Se Roberto Rivaldo, til dels Roberto Carlos som får være med å leke.
Han gjør jo mange fine detaljer her, ser Roberto, nummer 16.
Vi prøver igjen med Ronaldo her, mens det
Chuta, pô.
Så det store forskjeller selvfølgelig fra spillere som Roberto, som akkurat har lagt opp, til de som ikke har spilt fotball på 10-15 år, kanskje på grunn av skader, eller at det andre ting som har gjort at de har sluttet.
Ved år siden Marseille.
Vi har det, vet du. Og hvis noen var i tvil om Drillo har lyst til å beholde den statistikken at den aldri har tapt for Brasil, så forsvant de etter
1-0 Brasil etter cirka 2 minutter av denne andre omgangen.
Det en straffe som du ikke trenger å ha lagt opp for å få problemer med å redde. Den sikker som bare det.
For Brasil.
Vi må jo bare innrømme det at han som kom inn og gjorde den.
Samme målskårer, det ikke det? Kan bygge opp et angrep for Brasil.
Vi må jo bare innrømme det at han som kom inn og gjorde den tekniske finessa for Norge, han vet vi rett og slett ikke hvem Arne, for det en som kalles Mr. X, som har vunnet en konkurranse om å få spille kampen, uten at vi har fått opplyst navnet.
Og i stolpen! Og der det skåring, og Brasil leder 2-0. Og det vel den samme målskårer, det ikke det? Det
Giovanni som
hvor han kommer fra.
Ikke det skuddet, men andre frispark til løpet som Norge aldri har orket. Vi
sluttet på 65 landskamper, 11 skåringer, og Brasil kommer igjen. Og se Roberto imponert. Det de å skåre det tredje. Sjelden vi ser rekke fantastiske langskudd selvfølgelig fra Brasil, men ikke var med å vinne Serie A 5 ganger for den italienske storklubben.
Blir det skummelt igjen?
Ja, veldig skummelt. Nei!
Men sniker seg inn igjen.
Og Flo. Sentrum.
Bra Thomas Myhre.
Dommeren har allerede blåst. Lindemann var ikke oppe med flagget, så det i mål igjen kaptein for dagen. Han ser... Fantastisk! Minner meg om Beckham-skåringen for Manchester United fra midtlinjen. 3-0! Lurte Frode Grodås. Brasil forsøkte det samme i første omgang. Da så Grodås faren, men her det 3-0 til Brasil. Fortjent. Kanskje litt stor seier blir det. Det et 5-10 meter inne på halvdelen.
Ja, du sier Beckham-skåringen, det jo nesten akkurat sånn det Det jo elegant
Siste spilleminutt kan Norge pynte på resultatet.
Klem av Julio Cæsar.
Lar han trampeklapp for Brasil og for kampen.
Min i lufta. Det hadde vært et punktum, men der er det slutt.
Luftens baron Minha avslutter denne kampen. Brasil vinner 3-0. El Mundo.
Foi fantástica, estamos todos felizes com o jogo. O resultado aqui é o que
What's up?
Hi, Jira. We brought you here.
Evidenciando o crescimento do poker em todo o estado, a Minas Poker Series atraiu milhares de jogadores para a disputa da primeira etapa da temporada 2017. Entre as novidades, uma que foi sucesso foi o MPS Super 40. Agora eu vou falar justamente com o Marcelo Marque, que ficou em primeiro lugar do torneio da Minas Poker Series. Como que foi vencer o primeiro torneio da MPS Super 40?
Olha, primeiramente eu queria agradecer. Gostaria de falar que não foi fácil.
Olá, querido telespectador do BH News, canal 9 da NET 29 do HF, bhnews.tv.br. Estamos aqui de volta com a mesa final do Campeonato Mineiro de Pôquer, o MPS Minas Poker Series. Estou aqui eu, Guilherme Calil.
Então vamos lá, Calil, na posição 1, Alexandre Silvestre.
Isso, na posição 1 ali, à esquerda do dealer, está o Alexander Silvestre. Ele tem 39 anos de idade, ele é de Belo Horizonte, é vendedor. Ele joga há pouco tempo. Tem uma curiosidade aí a respeito do nosso querido Alexander, é que o Alexander está ali na tela de camisa vermelha e boné para trás. Ele joga há muito pouco tempo. Teve uma feira de esportes aqui em Belo Horizonte. O Sierra montou um stand lá e foi levar o pôquer aí para conhecimento geral dos aficionados com outros esportes. E o Alexandre acabou ganhando essa etapa, tomou gosto com o pôquer. E que legal, né? Agora tá aqui na mesa final da televisão da última etapa do ano, que vai definir o campeão mineiro, hein?
E ele chegou com ficha, viu? Chegou com 800 mil fichas para essa mesa final.
O detalhe aí, o Alexander, na imagem.
Ele chegou... Ele até pediu para eu não citar o fato, mas eu tenho que citar porque faz parte do currículo dele, né? Ele joga muitos torneios de tarde lá no Sierra. Normalmente ele chega atrasado, quase no fim do leite ali, e costuma puxar. Ele chega, dá o bainho e costuma estar sempre chegando. Não tem jogado muito os noturnos. Eu até... Foi uma surpresa para mim ele chegar a essa altura do main event, mesa final. Honestamente,
porque é muito
foi
novo
uma surpresa.
do jogo, né, Renato?
Exatamente, muito novo. Mas ele ficou o tempo todo ontem bem, de ficha, sem se envolver em muitos potes complicados.
E vamos ver aí, então, como é que vai se portar aí o nosso querido jogador da posição número 1, Alexander Silvestre. A gente tem uma ação aí, a Luiz Nani contra o Fernando. O Fernandinho começou a mão tribetando ali antes do flop, acabou puxando a mão com um par de 8, entrou atrás da mão, acabou puxando. O Fernandinho aumenta ainda mais sua liderança. A gente está vendo aí o nosso short da mesa, a gente vai falar um pouquinho daqui a pouco. é o Rodrigo Santana. O Iago é um jogador que eu não tinha visto jogar, mas ouvi falar boas coisas dele aí, Renato.
Ele é dessa nova geração de jogadores online. O Calil.
Estamos de volta aqui para mais uma etapa do MPS, é o Minas Poker Series, e com a mesa final incrível, né, Renato?
Para 4, senhores.
Novamente, com bastante jogadores com bom nível.
3.
E a gente já começou aí com a ação. Vou explicar um pouquinho, né, Renato, o que está acontecendo. A gente está hoje aqui transmitido pela primeira vez com a tecnologia que é absolutamente inédita na América Latina. Ela foi testada no European Poker Tour. E as cartas, elas têm um chip que permitem a gente ver essa ação como a gente está vendo aí na mesa. Quer dizer, ver a mão de todos os jogadores, ver a leitura automática da mesa. E definitivamente é a primeira vez que isso está acontecendo aqui no Brasil. Vamos começar apresentando os jogadores, Renato?
Sim.
Então na mesa, na posição número 1.
Felipe Santiago.
Isso, Felipe Santiago na posição 1, ele tem 30 anos de idade, é de Belo Horizonte, é o primeiro torneio grande que ele disputa na vida, e já está fazendo aí a mesa final do Campeonato Mineiro. Tem 6 meses que ele começou a jogar e já conseguiu chegar aí na primeira mesa final, e parabéns aí ao Felipe. Muito bacana, né? Ele começar já a carreira dele com essa mesa final, junto com essas estrelas todas aí. Posição 2.
Matheus Scalpella Barros.
Exatamente, Scalpella é o nome dele no Poker Online. Matheus tem 38 anos também, é um jogador muito conhecido em Belo Horizonte. Ele tem uma etapa do Campeonato Mineiro cravado. Temos uma ação aí, doutor Alaô, já puxando a primeira mão do dia, hein? Exatamente, top pair aí para o doutor Alaor, acaba puxando a mão. O Matheus, então, tem uma etapa do Campeonato Mineiro cravado, já fez mesa final no Conrad, lá em Punta del Este, no Uruguai. Terceiro colocado no 162 do PokerStars, é o maior resultado dele online, além de algumas cravadas no 109.
O Matheus joga muito bem, ele tem um estilo de jogo peculiar dele, que ele é um jogador mais extrovertido na mesa, então, normalmente, a mesa que o Matheus está, ele é a atração da mesa. Joga bem e passou para o dia 2 com um stack consistente e não correu risco nenhum durante o dia 2, passando chip leader sem susto para hoje.
Exatamente. Na posição 3 é esse que puxou o primeiro pote, doutor Alaor. Uma lenda aqui em Belo Horizonte, tem 60 anos de idade, é de Patos de Minas, já tem uma etapa do Mineiro cravado, foi terceiro colocado numa etapa de Omaha, lá no BSOP. No ano que ele estava jogando, ele teve um problema de saúde, precisou parar de seguir o BSOP. Mas no ano passado ele estava jogando, ele tinha jogado 6 etapas de Omaha no BSOP e feito 4 mesas finais. Ele era um dos grandes favoritos para ser o campeão do ano no BSOP. E acabou tendo um problema de saúde, teve que abandonar as mesas. Mas o doutor Alaor, como alguns jogadores que estão aí nessa mesa, eu perguntei para ele quantas mesas finais do Campeonato Mineiro ele tinha feito. Ele falou: Guilherme, para te falar a verdade, eu não tenho nem ideia. Eu já cheguei tanto em mesa final de Campeonato Mineiro que eu não sei quantas mesas finais eu tenho.
O Alaor, da parte que eu acompanho do poker pós-Sierra, no Sierra eu já vi ele numa meia dúzia de mesa final do Mineiro, assim, puxando pela memória, uma meia dúzia. E ele é regular do Sierra, os torneios mais caros da quinta-feira, o high roller do MPS, joga a série toda. E o Dr. Laon é um jogador peculiar.
Temos all-in na mesa da TV. Luiz Eustáquio já abre de all-in com 400 mil fichas ali. E a ação vai para o Matheus, que está pensando. Matheus não acertou nenhum par. Luiz Eustáquio tinha começado o dia como um dos short stacks da mesa. E o Matheus folda a mão. Luiz Eustáquio puxa a mão aí com rei 10.
Foi para 700k de ficha.
E vamos continuar aí a apresentação dos jogadores. Na posição 4, ninguém menos do que Fábio Issa, o homem da camisa amarela, né?
Fábio Issa é a camisa amarela dele.
O Fábio tem 32 anos, ele é de Belo Horizonte. Ele tem uma 8ª colocação, mesa final no BSOP Million de 2011. E no Omaha do BSOP Million desse ano agora, do final do ano passado, 2013, ele chegou em 3º lugar, um resultado impressionante para Minas Gerais. Minas Gerais que também com o Matheus Pimenta fez cravou o evento High Roller lá. E cravou mais 2 etapas do Mineiro e tem mais de 15 mesas finais do Campeonato Mineiro. Então,